Welcome to the Selectmen's meeting for Tuesday, June 18, 2019. We're actually reconvening. We went into executive session to discuss litigation, and with no votes were made. And now we're reconvening. So first on the thing is community announcements, and there aren't any that I know of. And then minutes. We're going to the minutes of the open session of May 21st, 2019.
Motion.
I got a motion and a second by Mr. Mullen. All in favor? That's a vote. Next on the business here will be lodging license transfer. The Triangle House, 167 West Water Street. Brian Spillane. Is he here? No one's here for the Splanes. Paperwork seems to be in order. What would the pleasure of the board be?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Not hearing any. What do you vote? All in favor? That's a vote. All right. Next is a pledge of license approval for John D. Aida, Esquire, Lucas South Corporation, doing business as Lucas South Shore, 933 Hingham Street. Are you gentlemen here? Come right up and introduce yourselves to the crowd.
How are you guys?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, John Ida, Dermot Coulter Miller, 28th State Street. Simply, we were here about a month ago for a transfer of this license. This was the Bell's Restaurant. As we progress further on in the closing and proceedings, the lender, which is Citizens Bank, has requested that we, as additional collateral for security under the loan, that we pledge the liquor license as part of their loan closing and transaction. So that's the request this evening, is seeking approval for the pledge of the license to Citizens Bank. No other changes or...
Any questions?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We got a motion and a second by Kara. Any more discussion?
No.
All in favor? That's a vote.
All
Welcome
right,
to Rockland.
thank you very much.
Yep.
Only
Thank you.
question, when do you anticipate your opening date?
We're hoping to take possession in the next week or so, by the end of the month, and then probably close for 2 months to do some renovations and cleaning and painting.
So maybe beginning of
September
Yeah,
1st.
probably- we're hoping for September.
Okay.
I gotta set a deadline to make sure we get there, but I'm hoping for September.
To give you a heads up, there's a lot of buzz. A lot of
Yeah,
people,
no, I
a
know.
lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
are waiting for
I
you
got a
to
profile
get
text
going.
yesterday, and I'm in the gym in Norwell, and
Oh, yeah.
So we were,
good job.
we
That's
had
awesome.
Rockland Day this past week, and everybody that came up to me was
Was talking
asking when
about
you
it.
guys
Yeah,
are
it's
going to be
good. Yeah,
opening
I
up.
heard, yeah, it's great.
So they're ready and waiting for
We're
it.
excited. I think things will go really well. So
Very good.
we're excited to get down. My brother and sister will be there, and so
Excellent.
Excellent.
we'll have a good presence there. So
Very
Good.
good.
Excellent.
Looking
keep
forward
an
to
eye on
it.
everything. So.
Looking
Thank
forward to
Beautiful.
it.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. very much.
Thank you.
Number 6, Zoning Board of Appeal appointments. Mr. Petty.
So I interviewed, well, the good thing is we had multiple candidates for the open role. Interviewed both of them, and I'd like to make a nomination, Dave Saucier, for the open position on the zoning board.
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of David Saucier, raise your hands. That's a vote. Unanimous vote. What
So-
else would you like to do? Anything?
Yeah, so I'd also like to, so we have an open seat for an alternate, and Robert Baker, who is a current member of the Highway Department and a former Planning Board member. I would like to make a motion to appoint Robert Baker to the open alternate zoning board seat.
I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion and a second for Robert Baker to be an alternate. All in favor? That's a vote. All right, next.
Chairman, congratulations on that. I feel having a full roster to open next fiscal year, given given the appointment status of some folks, it caused a little bit of concern that we might not have enough players to field, but here you are,
We did.
well in advance of July 1. Congratulations, this was well done.
Anytime, Jim.
No, really.
We have a community development lien subordination
Okay.
request. Do we have anybody to speak on that? All right, this is Wayne Darrow.
These have typically been pretty routine.
Right, and it's just basically approval to just allows things to go forward, I guess, with the
Yeah.
people, so.
It's a simple refi for,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, for
refi.
additional home
I'll make a
improvements.
motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
That's a vote. Let's see, fiscal year 19 budget adjustments.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
It was, yeah,
Very good.
Okay.
there's nothing on it.
Town administrators report and correspondence. Before we go into that, it's with joy and sorrow that I'm going to announce that our interim town administrator, Jim Purcell, this is his last night. He came to Rockland full of joy to be part of the mess, and he did a great
Full of
job.
something, yeah.
Quite
Still
frankly,
I'm still full of it,
You
Mr.
know what?
Something, yeah.
Well, he came in for the challenge, and I think the
Yeah.
challenge was a little more than what he anticipated at first.
But
Indeed.
you know something, you answered the call, you did the job, and there was no issues whatsoever. And I really want to thank you for the work that you did for this town. I know we paid you well for it, and I know it's just a sort of a routine thing for you, but for Rockland, it's not quite so routine, and it's nice to have professionals that can come in and steer us correctly. And that's what you did, and that's what we appreciate, and that's what we will always remember you for. The fact that you came in when we were in trouble and really made it smooth, really made it easy. There wasn't I can't think of
Yeah.
two people that said anything derogatory about you.
I mean,
And the only one, you know, other than him, I don't know.
You haven't called my house, have you?
for me?
Oh, no.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, you know, Jim, I've told you this already. You were the last person I wanted to see come into town. I didn't want to see somebody with 30 years MMA experience, and I couldn't have been more wrong. And for that, you know, I'll definitely eat some crow. You know, you've been a consummate professional. You guided us through the entire budget season. You were excellent, and you came in. You were a complete opposite of what my perception was. You possibly might have reinstilled my faith in the MMA, maybe a little bit, but I couldn't have been more wrong. You're just a really decent guy, and you came in and you did exactly what you promised us you would do. And for that, I think as a town, we'll always be in your debt.
Yes, for sure.
Appreciate it.
I think the thing that I can say the most, and I've enjoyed the time getting to know you and having some conversations, the integrity that you brought it really impressed me, you know, and I can't say enough about the job that you've done, that you came in. It's not an easy thing when you come in knowing that you're a short time. You know, and the concern I always had is how engaged is that individual? Nothing, you know,
Yep.
and it just goes to, you know, your character, your integrity. You jumped in head first, not even feet first, and took everything on. And also, I think how you interacted with the staff and how you worked immediately with Jen, and I just want to say thank you. It was very much appreciated.
Thank you, sir.
On that note, I'll jump in. I actually, to the chagrin of Mr. O'Laughlin, like I met you at MMA.
Yes.
And
By the way, I don't run, no disrespect to the MMA, but I never felt that I had enough time to leave the borders of, you know, the town I was working for to hang out in that committee maze that they have
yeah,
going on there all the time. So I'm an outsider.
no,
Oh yeah, we know that now.
Yeah,
but no,
it's not to disparage
yeah.
them, but I'm not a quick guy.
no. But my point, and like at that point, you had heard, you know, there was a potential we'd be looking for an interim at that
Yes.
point, and you expressed an interest in our coming here, and like my first perception was, wow, there's. Which was good, but I was skeptical. Wow, there's someone excited to come to Rockland, which was both refreshing and a little concerning, I shall say. But to piggyback on what like everyone else, like and especially Richard said, like you came, like you filled the shoes, left by Marcy, and you really. there had been work in terms of really changing the culture here. That Marcy helped to do, but you brought it to the next level, and I think like your role here, and if we had anyone else, I don't think honestly that we'd be in such like a good position when Doug takes over in a few weeks. Like you really have helped to help us hit the reset button in a way that really makes people know that we have a professional government here, and there is integrity, and that people are doing their job, and also that people, employees are in this building and in all town departments are empowered. And also I think one of the things that has been really especially helpful is the reset and the bridge, frankly, that you've helped to rebuild with the school department, and to really make it really like a symbiotic relationship, like a back and forth relationship that it should be. So I just want to thank you for that and for your work.
Thank you, Mr.
From the minute you came to Rockland, you made it a point to sit down with each of us and learn about ourselves and what we see for the future of Rockland, our goals, our objectives, and I appreciate that. You've been someone that we can lean on for support and guidance, and you really helped Rockland move forward, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Ms. Nevin. Mr. Chairman, I did spend a little bit of your time, on your clock today, writing up
That'd be good.
some remarks, and I better start, now that you've all said nice things, I better edit this a little bit, but, so this is
Throw it out.
yeah, because, I get distracted easily, so. Mr. Chairman and the board, thank you for the opportunity to serve the citizens of Rockland for the past 14 weeks. The selectmen and interim administrators, John Llewellyn and Marcy Birmingham, are to be commended for their steadfast support of the workforce and really the legion of citizen volunteers that populate your boards. And I'm most especially impressed at your determined efforts, the board's determined efforts to a person to reconstitute the town's general government leadership in a way that restores the public confidence. I mean, that started with you. It's been for me a satisfying and rewarding experience to watch and to be a part of, and I hope that I fulfilled your expectations. Mr. Chairman, in this moment of reflection, let us be thankful also for Susan Hyde's contributions. Few people have endured more than your linchpin in that office. Her professionalism is on display every day, and her loyalty and counsel to the board in the turnstile of town administrators that you've seen is unquestioned. She just wants what's best for the town. I'm optimistic about Rockland's future. The government's core competencies are very much intact. They always were, before the Troubles. The Board of Selectmen is increasingly progressive, and your new hires, Jennifer Constable and Elizabeth Zaleski, are proving to be exceptional talents. Incoming Town Administrator Doug Lapp has the knowledge, skills, and abilities to succeed, and it's important that all concerned support him at the onset of this new governance period. It's an exciting time. So on behalf of myself and my family, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Is that your report? Is that your report? There's
Yeah,
no
Jen
report
can
tonight,
talk
is there?
about the McKinley
Sure.
building. There's,
you
there's
go.
more progress. It's a recurring, it's a recurring subject, and, there's real headway there. So I'll vacate the seat.
We'll give her a video.
That's a hard act to follow. But on another positive note, yes, we had a pre-construction meeting this morning at McKinley. They may begin working in the building as early as tomorrow. And from everything discussed, there's no reason to expect it won't be completed timely, if not sooner. I think that's
And
that
everyone's
was with
operating
the-
smoothly
Yeah.
in their
The-
new location?
I know the move seemed to have gone well.
Thank you. The move, the third floor was nearly empty. Yeah, they had workers in there today wrapping up the final move from the second
Yep.
or the basement and first
I
floors.
saw Chief Duffy was bringing them lunch.
I don't know about that.
He
but-
was, I actually, I saw, yeah.
That's the deal.
Yep.
You bring them
Okay.
lunch, you have to
Okay.
feed them, you
Yep.
know, which is good.
But yeah, everyone was there working hard and everyone's on schedule.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Selectmen's comments. Comments and opinions expressed by individual members do not necessarily reflect the views of the Board of Selectmen and are the opinions and comments of only the individual member. Mr. Penny.
So, Rockland Day, just a tremendous day. A lot of hard work by a lot of individuals. Too many to name, but I do want to call out Jean Blaney. Not only dealing with the McKinley School and everything that she's had to deal with there, but heading up that committee with just a tremendous volunteer group. I mean, they just killed it. Finding the businesses to fund the fireworks, which was exceptional. The number of families that I saw there, just several thousand people, I think. Just everyone having a good time. And again, going down the list, I will. So Pat Foley, John Lucas, Peter Ewell, Scott Margolis. See, this is why I didn't want to start naming.
Christine Flaherty.
Christine
McGinnis, Christine McGinnis.
Christine McGinnis. The list just went on and on. And just a tremendous job. And I can't wait till next year. So, that was it.
Mr. Mullen.
Thank you. I just want to, once again piggyback off of Mr. Penny's comments. Rockland Day was great. The amazing thing also was the businesses that really, once again, stepped up to make, to help the volunteers really make everything possible. From the contributions, starting with A.W. Perry, to I think the next level down, the Sullivan Funeral Home, a whole bunch of sponsors. I think that was a silver level, all the way like at every level. These are businesses that can actually, organizations and even people, like individuals, they stepped up to help fund the whole day's events and programming and the fireworks, and without our business community and the benefactors that we have here in Rockland, we have great volunteers, we have great businesses, we have a great community, and it's a lot of things over the past year, really have come full circle to, not to go way back in the day, but to think about where we were, where we've come, and to really know that the community and the kind of community that we have has never changed. In fact, it's only it's only become even more stronger. And I think we as a board have become stronger, but our whole community is more stronger. We're more resilient, and I think we really do have bright days ahead. So that's all I have on that note, Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Nyman?
I unfortunately wasn't able to make it to Rockland Day, but I also want to thank everyone who was involved, all the volunteers and the sponsors, because without your contribution, Rockland Day wouldn't be possible. I also want to thank the Chamber of Commerce. They hosted Rich and I this morning for a meet and greet about our views on the business community and what we see for the future of Rockland. So that was a great conversation we had this morning, and the chairman also joined us, so that was an extra bonus. But just want to give a thank you to them.
Mr. O'Loughlin.
Well, I was just waiting for you to say it. There's really not much to say that Rich and Mike and Kara didn't already cover. Rockland Day. I remember the first year, 2 years ago, or this being the third year, and it was just done in the stadium with just a few vendors sprinkled in here and there, and we talked a lot about what we wanted to see there, and some of that came through last year, and then this year. I mean, just the amount of planning and the detail. And the attention to the detail and the follow through, to what Rich said, getting the vendors. It was really, really impressive, and it made for a really good day. John Lucas and his team, they did an amazing job getting the fireworks display. I mean, that's something that, I don't know about you guys, but I saw that all over social media the following day, and how impressed people were, and just the quality.
2 negative comments.
Yeah, and that's just people with pets or whatever that are asleep at 8 o'clock. But it was really, really impressive to see that we were able to put on an event like that. And every year we try to get bigger. So start planning for next year and see what we can do to top this year. But just thank you to everybody that was part of it. It was awesome.
All right. I have, being the chairman, you never get any thunder left when it's all get done, but I just want to give a special thanks to Gene Blaney and John Lucas for their leadership and all that they did. And John Lucas, we had the prettiest fireworks I've probably ever seen in my life, and everybody, quite frankly, was impressed with them. I'm so happy that the McKinley School, something that we all work so hard on, and under a tremendous stress and duress, worked it all out, and everything's going smoothly. And I want to thank the fire chief for his part in it. And I also want to thank the fire chief for that the fire marshal was down here to okay the fireworks going off, because if it had been too windy and he had to call them off, we would have got them. First McKinley School, now the fireworks. But no, I want to give the chief a special thanks, because quite frankly, without him, that McKinley School is a much tougher fix. I also want to express my sympathies to the family of Warren and Mary Ellen Woodard for the loss of his mother, Dot Woodard, who was a state champion basketball player for Rockland High School in her day, and to her grandsons, Scotty, Eric, and Patrick, who my kids all hung around with when they grew up. A funeral mass will be held 9 a.m. at Holy Family Church on Friday. And I don't think there's visiting hours. It's private, but I just would be remiss if I didn't mention the Woodard family and their contributions to the town, and their mother, who they loved, I'm sure. With that, I'll entertain a motion to kiss Jim goodbye.
Nope.
I'm not making that
Not
motion.
Not it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Jim. Wrong building.
There you go. Get a second?
Second.
Mr. Mullen, in
Oh,
favor?
Huh? Yes, I'm the favorite.
Ms.
Well,
No.
of the latter.
Yeah.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Mr. Olaf?
Yes.
And Mr. Ryan also. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Thank
And I'm
you.
glad-